This is a special book. I know London loves dragons, and maybe some of you else would love to have the adventure that we're about to go on. The Dragon Ark. It's a quest to save the rarest dragon on the earth. You ready to go on this adventure with me? Let's do it. Dragon Ark, written by Victoria Draconis, edited by Emma Roberts, and illustrated by Tomislav Tomik. Greetings, fearless adventurer. I am the Dragon Protector, the latest in a long line of a secret organization of people who are sworn allies of dragons. The work of the Dragon Protector has become a matter of life and death, as dragons find their habitats and hiding places plundered and destroyed for natural resources. The Dragon Ark is a vessel of protection and discovery. It offers refuge and help to all dragons. Some choose to live in our comfortable dragon stables and travel with us. Others we monitor in their natural habitats, bringing data back to the Ark to aid our research and understanding of dragonkind. We know the whereabouts of every known species of dragon and every continent of the globe except for one, the exquisite celestial dragon. The search for the celestial dragon has been ongoing for centuries, but time is running out. We cannot risk the unthinkable. We must find it before this, the most mystical of all dragons, becomes extinct. Are you ready to step aboard the Dragon Ark and embark on the voyage of your life? Yours in fire and ice, Victoria Draconis, the Dragon Protector. Are we ready to go on this adventure? Here is the crew, and the Dragon Protector personally chooses every member of their crew. Each is an expert in their own field and can be relied upon for their fierce discretion. And more vital, perhaps, they all have one goal: to protect the precious dragons and their habitats. These are just some of the hardworking crew aboard the Dragon Ark. There's Victoria Draconis, the Dragon Protector. Professor P. Howie, Chief Historian. Athena Mehta, the Librarian. Dr. Yinling Ken, the Marine Biologist. Dr. Juba Colosi, Chief Medic. And Captain Aurelis McGregor, the Chief Astronaut. Dr. Lexi Sun, the Researcher. And Nicola Jacobson, Polar Explorer. The Dragon Ark. Behold the mightiest vessel most people will never see. The Dragon Ark is a marvel of engineering and shipbuilding, designed by the very first Dragon Protector and adapted by each of the following that followed to suit their needs. Our own Victoria Draconis has expanded the upper deck for facilities available to the dragons and improved the catering in the Ark's mess, for which the whole crew is grateful. So we have dragons flying all over. We've got the dragon dining room, the crew's cabin. This is the Arctic quarters, feeding and prep area, the ocean quarters, European quarters. Look at all of these dragons, the African quarters, South America quarters, North American. Here's the engine and the library, the science deck where they study them, the venom collection, Asian dragons, library, the hatchery. This is where they hatch the dragon eggs. And look at all the dragons flying around. This is pretty cool. The Dragon Protector's quarters. Welcome to the Dragon Protector's private space. Not only a place where she comes to read and research and relax, but also a place of safekeeping for the trusted treasures entrusted to the dragon protector by dragons all across the earth. Each dragon protector decorates their quarters to their own taste, and we all agree this is the most stylish yet. Look at all the pictures of the different dragons and the things that you need. Oh, look, there's even some jewels. A little tiny dragon. Oceania, the lofty peaks and lush canopies. The realms of Oceania offer dragons a terrain that is rich and varied. For some, the hot, scorched plains are perfect territory for learning to breathe fire undetected. Others love lofty peaks such as Aurora and Mountain Cook, which provide instant cloud cover for safe exercise and flight. The depths of the oceans trenches in this part of the world provide the perfect place for sea serpents to find both camouflage and peace, although it sometimes proves a challenge for the dragon protector to locate and observe the dragons in the dark, mysterious waters. And there's all of that. Common species of dragon in Oceania. They have elongated nostrils, allow for faster release of noxious fumes. They have wide belly scales that grip the ground and aid in the concertina-like movement. Long, nimble tail wraps and holds an enemy even at a distance. Approach with caution, dear apprentice. My team and I must always take extreme care when a worm is on board the Dragon Ark. They do not have a pleasant nature, but there is always a place for them when they choose to come aboard. You'll notice we have deliberately created a dank, swampy environment on this part of the Oceania quarters. This is to mimic a worm's preferred natural surroundings. These dragons have a particular dislike of humans built up over centuries. You should approach a worm. Always make sure you do so with the protection of a gas mask and breathing apparatus. Worms are known to emit toxic fumes purely for the pleasure of seeing their victims endure a slow, painful death. Please do not let this happen. I'm starting to become fond of you. And this is our chief historian, Professor Howie, has voyaged widely in Oceania for many decades, gathering dragon lore from the dragons living there. One of the finest examples of the region is the limbless worm. There it is. Here's some of the things that they talk about. A worm's brief study. A worm's fangs may be long and terrifying to behold. See? But in this dragon's case, its fumes are worse than its bite. With nostrils that are oversized to aid the emission of poison, it prefers to breathe out a deadly gas rather than tear a victim limb from limb. Like tadpoles, which lose their tails, juvenile worms shed their wings when they reach maturity, thanks to a particular enzyme found in their connective tissue. It is thought that powdered worm horn will make the recipient immune to all diseases. No matter the foolhardiness of trying to slay a worm in order to remove its horn, this barbaric practice is one of the dragon protectors seek to eradicate. In the dustiest section of my library, I discovered ancient field notes describing the pressures on Rapa Nuu's dragons due to human overcrowding and how times have changed. Aerial chases often appear more violent than they actually are. These young dragons are really just play fighting in the sky. Popular science tells us that enormous craters at the Henbury Meteors Conservation Reserve in Central Australia are the results of a meteorite hitting the Earth around 5,000 years ago. It is a closely guarded secret among the dragon community that the craters were actually the result of an over-enthusiastic aerial chase between two colossal juvenile dragons that got out of hand. And look at this. Sea serpents in the Mariana Trench. In the most mysterious depths of the ocean, many miles below the surface, determined dragon lover will find dragons of the sea serpent variety. This is the Mariana Trench, the deepest place in the whole world's oceans, and home to a pair of Taniwa dragons. Look at those dragons. Look at those sharp teeth. I think they're going to eat some fish. Deep sea dragons. Dr. Chen, the Dragon Ark's marine biologist and submersible pilot, has returned from the Mariana Trench after a successful observation mission. Dr. Chen has agreed to share her notes. So she's got some notes here. She says, remarkable sights from the submersible today. We are deep below the surface of the sea with no sunlight at all, yet these cunning dragons could use their own light to lure creatures of prey. Bioluminescent bacteria in their snout generate light beneath a patch of transparent skin. We know that the Taniwa enjoy the thrill of the hunt, and when we dimmed our own lights, we witnessed the male displaying this behavior, letting his terrifying prey swim away before giving chase. Look at all these wonderful notes. We have extremely fortunate to observe these Taniwa in their true form. They are contrary creatures at the best of times and sometimes choose to appear to humans as whales or sharks. In order to be sure that these dragons are healthy and not under threat, it is vital to study them in their dragon form. When the time comes for you to return to these waters without me, you must always chant an appeasing refrain as you descend to alert these dragons to your approach. They know the dragon protector means no harm. Whether or not they choose to be observed will be another matter entirely. The celestial dragon may only be found when in the 5th zodiac year, we found out. Antarctica. The dragons who make the home in Antarctica are some of the hardiest of all dragon kind. The icy terrain is extraordinarily beautiful yet unforgiving, and dragons have adapted in remarkable ways. With no indigenous population and no major settlements, the Antarctica dragons are able to live tranquil lives, relatively free from human interruption. However, the accelerated thinning of the ice sheet covers 98% of the continent is a grave and pressing concern for all aboard. Look at it. Look at this dragon. Welcome to the chilly Antarctic quarters where the temperature is 14 degrees. Mimic the resident ice dragon's natural habitat. It has blue eyes, are purely decorative but terrifying up close. It has ice horns, and look, extra long claws. Offer great stability on icy ground, and particularly for a takeoff. My dear apprentice, I do hope you're wearing your thermal underwear. I know many of us are averse to the cold, but I cannot stress enough how important it is for the Antarctic quarters to remain below freezing temperatures at all times. If ice dragons are exposed to temperatures higher than those they are used to in their natural habitat, they will melt. Not only would this make a dreadful mess, it would break the solemn vow I made as a dragon protector. Our laboratory has been studying the properties of dragon blood, but we must be vigilant with the security of our findings. A lab technician disappeared with important data not long ago, and I fear he has taken it to scientists working in the fledgling human science of cryogenetic freezing. If it was revealed that the blood of ice dragons holds the key to successful freezing and preserving human bodies after death, it could be more devastating to the ice dragon population than melting the Antarctic. Dragon skin ice. The rare phenomenon known as dragon skin ice draws scientists from far and wide. Their theory involves ice freezing in scale-like patterns due to very strong winds, but the reality is much simpler. A colossal, lazy ice dragon has been sleeping beneath the surface of the ice for decades now. Whenever powerful winds blow, the real scales on the dragon's back are revealed. Humans like to name natural phenomenon after dragons, and none more so than those found in Antarctica. It was always with enormous pride that I reminded the crew that we on the Dragon Ark are lucky enough to know the true stories. The Dragon in the Glacier. Journey through the glacier is a very dangerous undertaking. The Dragon Protector is fortunate to have many experts in their field on board the Dragon Ark, and none more so than the famous polar explorer environmentalist Nikolai Jacobson. Apprentice, we have another clue to the whereabouts of the celestial dragon sourced from our friend in the Beardmore Glacier. Climb the steps where the heavenly number sits thrice side by side. Please make an appointment in my diary to access all clues thus far. It is becoming clear that we will have to be in the right place at exactly the right time. The Dragon Protector. This one's called the Frost Dragon. Not to be confused with the Ice Dragon, its bigger cousin. A frost dragon is a migratory, seeking out the cold, and can be found in multiple continents, flying in packs in the dead of night. These miniature dragons breathe out a delicate frost, dusting with which settles to create an icy pattern seen on grass or on a window pane on winter's morning. A frost dragon is almost never seen in the daylight, yet with its pearlescent scales and horns made of diamond, it is one of the most exquisite of all dragons to behold. Oh, 2 pages. All right. I'm going to stop here, and you're going to have to watch the next version of the South American